Hey DeMarcus, welcome to your practice video for the week. We will start with our F major scales, then we'll review long, long ago variation, and then we'll go into the set of bow exercises called perpetual motion for the bow. That's going to train up our bow and our eyes to do hooks and slurs whenever we see them in our music. Let's get started. 2-octave F major scale, 1 bow per note. The key signature is 1 flat, B flat. Everything else, natural. Pause and practice. Two-octave F major scale, 2 notes per hook. Pause, practice 3 times. In the long, long ago variation, practice it first with all separate bows. At the end of A prime, the second line, we have a C major arpeggio. C, G, E, G, C. Once you've played the entire piece with separate bows, try it with the bowing pattern. 2 notes slurred on a down bow, 2 notes hooked on an up bow. The set of exercises called perpetual motion for the bow starts with reviewing the down bow symbol. Down bow feels like a pull when your arm opens. And you can also remember that it's somewhat the shape of the frog. After you do a down bow, if there's no other marking, your bow changes direction to up. However, when you look ahead in the music and see another down, you might need a circle bow to get back. Looking ahead. Your turn to try line 1 of the exercises. Line 2 focuses on the up bow symbol. This one looks like the tip of the bow, and it involves a push and a close of the arm. Like with down bow, if you look ahead and see another up, you might have to do a reverse circle. You can circle to the tip, or just halfway, as long as you're pushing to the frog afterwards. Try line number 2. In line number 3, the bow directions are mixed up. Make sure you look ahead during the rests to see if you need a circle bow. Here's what it looks like. Now, a hook is a curved line that connects notes and also has dots. The curved line indicates that the bow travels the same direction, and the dots indicate shortness, that there's a stop in between each note. This is what we've been practicing with our stopped bow scales. Hooked bows. Let's take a look at the first hooked bow example. The down bow and up bow markings are reminders. If you start down, then your bow should automatically be following those patterns. They disappear later in the line. It doesn't actually change the bow choreography. There are just fewer reminders for your eyes. Here's what that line looks like. Give it a shot. At measure 17, we have 4 notes per hook. Try that one. Now, it's one thing to read a pattern of hooks. It's another thing for your eyes, brain, and arm to go back and forth between hooked bows with their curves and separate bows without. Here's hooked and separate exercise 1. Separate. Try that one. Hooks and separates 2 reverses the pattern. You try. Now, look very carefully as you try hooks and separates 3. The patterns are all mixed up in this one, not even a pattern, so that you're testing your eyes and your brain and whether they can guide your bow on when to hook and when to do alternating separate bows. This one's a lot more challenging. It may not work the first time around or the first few times, but give it a shot and stick with it. Now let's talk about slurs. These are our curved connector lines with no dots, so they stay nice and smooth. For slurs, we'll practice with the D major scale. First, 2 notes per slur. Your turn. Now, check out how many notes are in each of these slurs. Your turn. With slurs and separates, we have the same challenge as with hooks and separates. Can your eyes and your brain travel ahead so that your bow can switch from slurred bows to separate bows at the right time. Slurs and separates 1. Your turn. Slurs and separates 2 reverses the pattern. Give it a try. Just like with hooks, exercise number 3 is a little trickier, so watch carefully as you play it. Give it a try. Okay, DeMarcus, that's your practicing for the week. See you next time.